Route 66, once a lifeline connecting the east to the west of America, now a silent witness to countless mysteries. Stretching over 2,400 miles, it's a road rich with history, memories, and, as some believe, restless spirits. While many admire its nostalgic charm, travelers have reported strange encounters, events that defy logic, and whisper of a chilling presence that still lingers along the Mother Road. Our first story takes place on a desolate stretch of Route 66. Late one night, a truck driver named Tom was hauling goods through New Mexico when he saw her, a woman in white, standing by the roadside, waving her hand desperately for help. Tom pulled over and offered her a ride. She climbed into the passenger seat without a word, her face pale and distant. As they drove, she finally spoke, her voice barely a whisper. "Don't stop until you pass the bridge." Tom glanced at her, but she was gone. The passenger seat was empty. His radio crackled with static, and the headlights flickered. Panic set in as he sped toward the bridge she mentioned. When he crossed it, the disturbances stopped. Later, Tom learned that decades ago a young woman died in a car crash near that bridge. Travelers have since reported seeing her spirit, always with the same eerie warning. Lisa and Mark were on a road trip, enjoying Route 66's historic landmarks, when their car began to sputter. Low on gas, they spotted an old gas station in the distance. Its flickering neon sign offered hope, or so they thought. They pulled in, but the place looked deserted. As they debated what to do, an old man in a mechanic's uniform appeared, startling them. He offered to help, but something felt off. His clothes and mannerisms seemed outdated. Mark went inside to pay while Lisa waited outside. She turned to thank the mechanic but froze. He was no longer there. The tools he had been holding clattered to the ground as if dropped by an unseen hand. Later, they discovered that the station had been abandoned for over 30 years. The mechanic had reportedly vanished after a fire destroyed the property. Yet his ghost remains, still trying to assist stranded travelers. Dave was traveling Route 66 alone, enjoying the freedom of the open road. But as night fell, his peaceful drive turned into a nightmare. In his rearview mirror, he noticed a pair of headlights. At first, he thought it was another car, but the vehicle began speeding up, swerving aggressively and trying to run him off the road. Panicked, Dave accelerated, but the mysterious car matched his every move. Its sleek black body seemed out of place, almost like a relic from another time. Finally, Dave reached a well-lit area and looked behind him. The car was gone. Shaken, he later learned that other drivers had reported a ghostly black car chasing them, always vanishing without a trace. Samantha, a journalist, was researching haunted spots on Route 66. Her journey led her to a run-down motel in Arizona. The owner warned her about staying in room 13, but Samantha, eager for a story, insisted. That night, she experienced the unexplainable. Footsteps echoed through her room, though no one was there. Shadows danced on the walls, and a faint whisper repeated, "Leave this place." When Samantha turned to look, she saw a shadowy figure standing at the foot of her bed, its eyes glowing faintly in the dark. She bolted out of the room and spent the rest of the night in her car. Her research revealed that room 13 had been the site of a gruesome murder in the 1950s. Guests who stayed there often reported ghostly activity, or worse, waking up with unexplained scratches on their bodies. Route 66 is more than just a highway. It's a corridor of history, mystery, and the paranormal. For every stretch of road, there's a story. For every traveler, a warning. Would you dare to travel down Route 66 at night, knowing what lurks in its shadows? Perhaps the next time you pass a hitchhiker, stop at an old gas station or check into a motel, you'll think twice. Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. And remember, some roads are best left untraveled.